All right, welcome. We're here today to work through a simple strength and balance class, very similar to what we would be doing in our Zoom classes, but maybe you're not comfortable with Zoom, or maybe you're familiar with our Zoom classes and just looking for something to do on the off days. So here's a simple routine. We'll work through about 30 minutes of some strength, balance, and some stretching at the end as well. All you're going to need is a chair that you can settle yourself into for our warm-up. And if you've got a set of hand weights, make sure that you've got them close by for a little later on in the class. If you don't have any small weights, then feel free to just grab whatever you've got, maybe some soup cans, some water bottles, whatever you've got handy that will work as a little bit of extra resistance when we're working the upper body. For now, just make your way to your chair, have a seat, find those sit bones, make sure they're well anchored to the chair. Make sure your feet are nice and flat on the floor, toes are pointing straight ahead, knees over top of your ankles. Lift the belly button a little bit, just tighten up through the tummy. Sitting up real tall, chest high, shoulders wide, and we're going to start with a nice warm up from head to toe. So first things first, with the neck, we're going to do a few gentle chin tucks and relax. So just bring that chin straight back, gliding your head straight back and relax. Like you're getting a pie in the face, just like, whoa, and relax. Creating a bit of a double chin. Excellent. Feeling that strength and even a little stretch into the side of the neck. These muscles can get a little bit out of whack there because we do so much looking forward, looking down, especially now when we're on our screens a lot more, or maybe you're reading a lot more, and that can cause problems with the neck. So a few more chin tucks just to help correct any issues. Awesome. One more time, chin tuck. Good. And relax by keeping a nice tall neck posture. We're going to look over our left shoulder first here, but we're going to slide this left hand back as well. So we're rotating the shoulder and the head. Awesome. Other side now, looking over the right shoulder as you slide. Back in front. Good. So we're getting some rotation through the neck and also into the upper back. Just nice, smooth, and easy rotations. Excellent. Never pushing your body into an awkward posture or a position that feels uncomfortable or painful. Good. One more time to each side. Just going where it feels good. Coming back to center for 3 deep breaths. All the way in, reaching as high as you can. And exhale. Deep breath in. And out. One more time. Take that deep breath all the way in. And all the way out. Stay tall right here, nice and tall, and start to just shrug the shoulders up and down. Lift and lower. Excellent. So don't just drop the shoulders down, but rather lower them with control. Perfect. And then let's add a little rotation. So lift, but then loop them back and down and all the way around. And still taking some good breaths. Awesome. One more and then change directions. Let's roll that forward, lift and loop it forward. Wonderful. Excellent. Good. Let's move on to the elbows now. Let's bend the elbows, lift the elbows, and then let your arms swing right past your body. Almost like you're reaching for the wall behind you. Good. And again, always in control. So make sure you're using your muscles to move your body, not just going through the motions, not just using momentum. Awesome. Let's do that one more time. Keep the elbows bent in front. We're going to open wide, squeeze the shoulder blades, bring the elbows together. Squeeze the shoulder blades, bring the elbows together. Now check in with that core posture again. Stay tight through the tummy. We're not creating a big arch in the back here. We're just moving the shoulders back and forward for 2 and 1. Perfect. Come to a comfortable spot and slowly work the wrists around, rotating your hands in a gentle rotation, working over some of the small structures of the hands and the wrists, and taking it the other way. Breathing well, and coming into a fist, spread the fingers wide, close, and then focus on this open, close, and open. Let's add a little heel lift, so we're lifting your heels off the floor, rising up onto the ball of your foot, both feet, as you open and close. Warming up the ankles as well as the hands for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, and now we're going to switch it up here. We're going to just start to tap the toes, 1 foot at a time, lifting the toes right up off the floor, leaving the heel down, but just alternating those toe taps. Good. At the same time, we'll just wiggle out the fingers. Perfect, still tapping the toes. Takes a little brain power to get the fingers and the toes doing different things. Keep tapping, keep wiggling, keep challenging the brain for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, settle the feet and take the hands all the way up and bring it all the way down. Excellent, place your hands on top of your thighs and that'll give you some good feedback as far as how hard these thigh muscles, these quadricep muscles are going to work on this next exercise. We're also going to check in with the abdominal muscles, make sure they're nice and strong, braced, and supporting our back. And then all we're going to do, start with the left, is just simply straighten that knee and bring it all back down again. Straighten and lower. Perfect. Good. And you can really feel these strong muscles across the top of the thigh working hard. And when you're focusing on your posture, you're also going to feel the lower abdominal muscles working hard. Maybe you're getting a little something something in through the hips. It's good. Keep it going. Come on. 5 more. Breathe through. For 4. Getting that leg as straight as you can. 3. With control, of course. 2, just 1 more, lower with control. Awesome. Same thing, other side. Fix your posture and go ahead for 10. Good. Smooth and controlled. Nice. Awesome. Breathing well. Staying strong through the middle. Not moving the upper body at all, really just focusing on these strong muscles between the hip and the knee. For 3, almost there, you got it. 2, and 1. Fabulous. Let's give that a bit of a stretch. We're going to stand right up out of our chair. So come on up to the front half. Make sure your feet are comfortably underneath you. Hinge at your hips. Use your hands if you need to help you get out of your chair, either on your chair or on your thighs. And we're going to hinge and push through the heels. We're going to bring it all the way up and stretch that all the way out. Awesome. Come beside your chair so that it's here for balance and support. We're going to continue to strengthen the muscles of the leg. So taking your feet just about hip width apart, toes forward. We're going to do a shallow squat. First things first, you need to bend at the hips, stick your butt out, and then bend the knees slowly. And straighten. Okay, holding on as you need to. Stick the butt out, try to get your butt to the wall behind you. And up. Okay, so just taking it wherever your knees say it's okay. and back up. Awesome, make sure you bend the hips first so that your knees stay nice and over top of the ankles. We don't want them coming forward. Awesome. Nice and strong. Feeling the weight mostly through your heels. Stick the butt out so the weight goes into your heels and press through the heels up nice and tall. Awesome. 5 more. Keep the chest up, keep the chin up. 4 more. Good. Holding on for balance if you need to, or challenging yourself with the arms in front if you don't need to hold on. Good. Breathing. I think we've got 2 more. Excellent. 1 more. And up. Perfect. Let's give these large muscles up top here a break while we do some heel raises, working the smaller muscles at the lower part of our legs. So again, you've got your chair here as you need it. This is going to challenge our balance because we're going to rise up onto our tiptoes here, lifting your heels straight up and down. Up and down. And now if you're holding on, see if you need to hold on quite so tightly. Maybe you don't. Maybe you could just hover your hand over top of that chair. Or maybe you need extra support and you're standing behind your chair so both hands are holding on. That might be a better option for you. Good, breathing. 5 more. Nice and slow. 4. The slower you go, the harder the muscles are working. We don't want to rush through our exercises. 2 more. And 1 more. Perfect. Okay, now we're gonna, again, just holding onto your chair as you need to, but we're gonna work some muscles on the back side. We're gonna take 1 foot, tuck the toe behind you. Try to keep your knees side by side in this position. Keep the belly button lifted, keep the chest high, and just bend that knee wherever you can, and touch it behind. Lift and lower. Good. Again, trying to keep those knees side by side so we're not doing this, but rather we're keeping that leg extended and really challenging the muscles on the back side. Excellent. 5 more. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Nice work. Switch that over. Other leg, same idea. Tuck the toes behind. Keep the knees side by side, so not here, but rather keep it back. And simply bend and touch. Keep the belly button lifted. Keep the chest high. Chin up. Breathing and smiling and all that good stuff. 5 more. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Excellent. Good. Get your feet back underneath you. And again, if you need extra support, maybe you've got your chair in front of you, so you've got both hands ready to help, or maybe you've just got your chair off to the side. We're going to take our feet just a little wider than hip width, maybe more like shoulder width apart. Check in, make sure those knees aren't locked in place. That's not a real happy spot for your knees. Keep them a little bit soft. But we are going to tighten up the tummy, lift the belly button, lengthen out the spine, and make yourself as tall, as powerful, as strong as you can be. And then slowly, using the muscles at the side of your body, rotate wherever you can, and then to the other side. So again, the options are to have your chair in front of you and holding on, or at least having your hands hovering over the back of the chair just for safety. you feel comfortable not to hold on. Maybe you've got your hands on your hips. Good. Breathing well. Smooth and slow. You don't want to twist our body rapidly. That's not only a little bit unsafe, but it's also not getting the most benefit out of the exercise as far as strengthening these core muscles here. We want to be using these muscles to do the rotation, not just using our momentum. If you're looking for a little more challenge, you could take the arms out to the sides and feel how that brings some deep strength to the shoulders. It's going to bring some heat in there. Good. Make sure you're still breathing well. Focus on that breath. It's easy to hold your breath while you're working these abdominal muscles. So sometimes we just have to remind ourselves to keep breathing. Excellent. We're going to do 2 more rotations to each side. One more rotation to each side. Breathing. Come back to center. And let's just pause here for a good deep breath, a nice big stretch. Perfect. Now's a good time to grab your hand weights and meet me back in the chair. Okay. So before we get started with some seated upper body work, just make sure you are sitting on your sit bones. You are strong through your abdomen. Nobody could push you over. You've got that strong feeling right through the core. Your feet are flat on the floor, so they're giving you that support. Take a breath, and then hold the weights down by your side. So the weights, the water bottles, if you don't have anything, that's okay. Just work through the motion. Anything is better than nothing. Start to shrug the shoulders up to the ears and slowly back down. Lift and lower. Remembering to use your muscles on the way up, of course, but also on the way down by lowering your shoulders with control. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Right from here, we're just going to simply bend the elbows, lifting the weights up, and slowly bring them right down and past your body. Now, be careful not to swing, okay? We're being very intentional, moving through the action nice and slow. Good. Keeping the abs braced, staying strong through the middle. Excellent. So as we bend the elbows here, we're working these bicep muscles at the front, slowly lowering. And as we extend the arm past our body, we're working the tricep muscles at the back. Oops. Perfect. Now it's easy to swing the weights and just swing our arms through the motions. But remember, that's not what we're doing. We're being very intentional, using our muscles. Feeling the muscles at the front of the arm right here and right here. And feeling the muscles at the back of the arm right here and right here. 4 more. Excellent. 3 more. And 2 more. Excellent. 1 more. Good. Bring your arms back up, bending the elbows just to 90 degrees right here. Now we're going to lift the elbows away from the body, pointing them to the walls on either side, and then squeeze back in. Lift away and squeeze. Keeping a comfortable grip on your weights. So not squeezing too tight with your hands, but just enough so you don't drop the weight. Excellent. Squeeze it on in. And see about lifting the elbows so they're parallel to the floor. And squeeze. Good. Breathing well. 5 more. And 4. 3. 2. Awesome. 1 more. Great. And slowly straighten. Excellent. Set your weights down out of the way. And take a deep breath. Reach it as high as you can. Exhale. Perfect. Just finishing off the shoulders with one more exercise here. You're going to lift your arms up and then reach one just a little bit higher and then the other. We're just extending on the one side and then the other side. Excellent. You might enjoy a nice little stretch each time as well. That's good. That's a little bang for your buck. Reach and reach. Working some deep, smaller shoulder muscles here. If this is too much for you, if you can't quite reach overhead, if it's painful, then you're going to reach with your arms a little bit lower. You're just going to find that spot where you can feel something, but it's not painful. It's challenging, but you're not pushing your limits. 3 and 2 and 1 more on the other side. Wiggle your fingers, make it rain all the way down. Nice. Bring your hands together, one over top of the other. Shoulders are down. And now separate your shoulder blades, taking that into a nice upper back stretch. Take some nice breaths here. Good. One more good breath. And then release. Take your hands as wide as you can. Spread your fingers wide. Open your arms as wide as you can and enjoy that stretch all the way along the front side now. Notice any particularly tight or cranky spots. And maybe you want to work through those a little bit more after. We're going to bring that back in front. Other hand over top. Shoulders down and around. And breathe. Think about taking that breath right into the upper back area or wherever you're feeling this stretch. Breathe. One more deep breath. And release. Take the hands wide. Spread the fingers wide. Stretch through the forearms and the wrists. Those muscles get pretty tight because everything else we do, of course, we're holding on to something, usually in front of our body. And so these muscles can get pretty tight. Release. Deep breath. Exhale. Reach behind you now. Either grab maybe the back of your chair. Okay. Or maybe if you're looking for a little bit more, you grab your hands behind your body, and that should give you enough of a stretch through the front of your shoulders as you roll them back and down. If you are looking for a little bit more, see about bringing your palms together behind you. And breathe. Excellent. So just get our hands together behind, or maybe you're just holding on to the back of the chair. Breathing into those muscles along the front of the shoulder. And release. Take one hand up wherever you can and try to give yourself a pat on the back. Take the other hand, gently grab at that, press into that elbow, press into the stretch. If this is too much, if that's too intense, and it might be, the other option is to bring the arm in front and give yourself a pat on the back from the front. Same idea, just pressing into that elbow. So either here or up here, you decide. Excellent, and then release. Same idea with the other arm, and you might have one arm that goes overhead and the other one just doesn't want to. Again, respect any pain you're feeling, okay? Work to the point where it's challenging, but not painful. So maybe you can take it up and pat yourself from overhead, or maybe you take it out in front. Either way, gently pressing into that elbow here or up here. You decide. Breathing well. That's another indicator. If you can't breathe while you're stretching too far. Make sure you're getting some good breaths. Wonderful. Release. Bring the hands down and reaching under that thigh again. Bringing the knee up towards the chest. I'm just feeling a little low back release on this right here. And while you're here, let's scoop from the baby toe to the big toe. So imagine you're drawing a smiley face, a happy face with your toes. Excellent. Good. We're going to give the hips a good stretch here with a figure 4. So you're going to bring that leg across if that's okay. But again, we're not going to force our body into any awkward posture. If you need more space, give yourself a little more space and lower the leg a bit. Lower that foot. Maybe even lower it right down to the floor. Okay, so you're just finding that spot where you can feel a good deep hip stretch, sitting up tall. Maybe even put a little bit of pressure from the inside. Nothing crazy, of course. Breathing well. Awesome. And when you're ready, give that leg a nice tight hug into the chest. Pull the toes up towards the ceiling and push the heel down to the floor. Right down to the floor. Deep breath in, lengthen the spine. Exhale. Leading with your chest, you're just hinging at the hips until you feel a little pull in the back of that leg. And breathe. Excellent. Come on back up when you're ready. Plant that foot to the floor for some nice support. Reach underneath and lift the other knee up towards your chest. Tuck it in tight. And draw some happy faces with your toes. Just scooping from the big toe to the baby toe. Feeling a nice stretch along the front of the ankle. Excellent. When you're ready, bring it all the way across. Or if that's too intense, give yourself some more room. Lower your foot wherever you need to, so that you're feeling the stretch. Okay, maybe putting a little pressure on the inside here. Feeling that stretch wherever that is for you, but not forcing anything. Should feel it, but don't force it. Breathe into the stretch. Awesome. When you're ready, give that knee a Nice big hug, tuck it in tight, pull the toes back, push the heel away, right down to the floor, heel to the floor, toes to the ceiling. Lengthen the spine with a nice inhale. As you exhale, hinge at the hip and come forward slowly. Just far enough to feel a little tug, a little pull somewhere along the back side of this leg. Wonderful. Come on back up when you're ready. Both feet on the floor. Take a good deep breath again. We're going to take another good deep breath, standing all the way up and just feeling a big stretch from the fingers to the toes. Awesome. Thanks so much for joining, for watching, for participating. I hope you enjoyed it.